Hello everyone and welcome to my GA Soap Opera Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. In addition to Brooklyn and Chase's visit with the social worker going awry, Cullum awakens and is about to murder him. Today on General Hospital, Rocco's remorse starts to consume him as Olivia's loud mouth causes even more issues at the Quatermains. Gio checks on Dent and the two get closer. Brooklyn begs Chase to hurry up because their at-home interview with the social worker is in 20 minutes when he is taking a shower at the QS. Sarah Miles, the social worker, shows soon after Brooklyn sets up a tea set in the living room as they take a seat. Chase shows up and apologizes for being late. Sarah and he collaborated on a case last year, so he just so happens to know her. They all take a seat and Chase and Brooklyn tell Sarah the tale of Phoebe and Delilah. According to Brooklyn, they feel obligated to Delilah to look after Phoebe until her family is found. Sarah worries that since this foster situation is just temporary, would they be ready to part with the child when the time comes? Only Brooklyn and Chase's insistence that they want to look after Phoebe until she can return home to her family and that they made a promise to her mother appear to be the couple's response to the inquiry. After that, Sarah requests a tour of their home. Willie hears that. Willie asks his father in the kitchen where Uncle Jason and Danny are. Michael explains that Danny is staying at his grandmother Alex's home while Jason is on a trip. After that, Michael assists Willie with a class project about animals and the food chain. When Olivia enters and hears them conversing, she becomes alarmed too when Willie suggests that they approach Jacinda to assist with the project. He is selected to concentrate on spiders, which are Jacinda's favorite. Willie quickly leaves as Olivia asks him to go store his boots in the mud room. Olivia tells Michael that she needs to apologize. She regrets the way the family pursued him because of Jacinda, but she doesn't understand why. Olivia finds it incomprehensible that Michael once compensated Jacinda for her services and the events at the gatehouse. This doesn't feel like an apology. Michael snarks. Michael refuses to express regret for his affections for Jacinda or their romance. Willie comes back and hears Olivia tell Michael that he can't make Jacinda stop being a hooker. What guidance does Sonny offer Gio? Gio asks his grandfather if the increased security at Sonny's is related to Dent and Jason's altercation after returning from a workout. Sonny sidesteps the subject of the heightened security and advises Gio to check on Dent if he is concerned about him. Gio is certain that Dent is okay, but Sonny points out that despite everything they have been through, his aura speaks volumes about him and shows that he cares about Dent. Sonny believes that since Dent has been allowing him time to process his emotions, Gio must be the one to create a bridge. Gio constructs a bridge. Turner is enraged when she tells Dent about the trick WSB did with Jason at the PCPD. Justin changes the subject to the Mercurius murder. Dent explains that Lucas was too much of a mess to give them anything useful, so he will check back with him later. Regarding Alex's office, there were no office cameras and the doors were unsecured because it was during business hours. Additionally, Marco's phone is still missing. Naturally, Sidwell's father, Sonny, was the primary suspect when Dent questioned him. Dent is surprised when Gio shows up later to see how he is doing, thanks to the new machine he installed. Dent swears he is okay and asks Gio to join him for a delicious coffee in the break room. Justin has additional inquiries. When Justin shows up at the door at Sonny's Fish Growls, Fish grabs one of Justin's dog biscuits and bows. She explains that she is here to ask Sonny private questions regarding Marco. Justin informs him that Sidwell suspects Sonny killed Marco, but Sonny denies any involvement. He claims that if he killed her brother's boyfriend, Carly would be furious with him. According to Sonny, Bidwell wants Marco's death to be his fault so he won't have to take responsibility. Rocco's conscious of guilt. When Rocco awakens at Lulu's, he finds out that his mother has called him out of the school for the day. She reiterates that he cannot tell anyone that he was on the dock and informs him that Nathan went over to see how he was doing. Abruptly, Rocco queries Jason's whereabouts. When Lulu tells Rocco that he was arrested, Rocco understands that it was because of what he did. Rocco sobs because he cannot allow Danny's father to do time in prison on his behalf. According to Lulu, he is safeguarding Jason, Danny, and Dan in return for saving Jason's life. When Rocco inquires about Cullum, Lulu responds that to the best of her knowledge, he is still alive. Lulu informs Rocco that she may pretend to be writing a narrative about what transpired at the pier and that she will visit the hospital to learn more about Cullum. Afterwards, Charlotte asks her brother if his absence from school was due to illness. When she gets home from school, Rocco tells her that his mother allowed him to stay at home after he cut his hand in the kitchen last night. Charlotte then immediately discusses what transpired with Danny and Jason last night, stating that the WSB took Jason away in the same manner that they took her father, who is going to kill Cullum. Cullum is unconscious in the intensive care unit of the hospital. Josh informs the doctor at Bree's office that this is their best chance to kill him because if he wakes up, he would first. Britt, Josh says, get Cullum before he gets you because Britt is aware of this. Britt finds it unbelievable that they are conversing, since killing Cullum is a significant request and Josh is aware that Britt signed an oath as a doctor. She will comply. You, a baby WSB agent, are going to kill one of your superiors. Britt questions whether Josh has ever killed someone. Britt gets her response when Josh doesn't say anything. Britt will look after Cullum because she detests the thought of anyone else putting their life in danger for her. Cullum, is he a goner? Later, Britt goes to see how Cullum is doing and takes a syringe out of her pocket. She is going to give him an injection. When Lulu enters, Lulu is told by Britt that she is not allowed to enter the intensive care unit. Lulu clarifies that she is pinning a tale about Cullum and the events at the dock. Britt yells that, as far as she can see, he is not currently answering questions. Given that Britt was on the pier, Lulu inquires as to whether Britt will make a statement. In the last moments of the show in the hospital hallways, Britt promises Lulu that if she stays out of the intensive care unit, she will give her a statement. Lulu queries who was there and what she saw on the pier. Michael tells Olivia in the kiosk kitchen that Jacinda has been a ray of hope for him and his family. Despite the terrible years he has been through, Olivia says she is happy for him if he is content. In order to Olivia to get to know Jacinda as a person, Michael proposes that they have her home for dinner. Sarah is in the foyer with Brooklyn and Chase, and she asks if she can talk to other family members before heading out. They don't object. Willie rushes in at that point and asks, "Hey, Brooklyn, where's the hooker?" The three grown-ups are taken aback. Jen and Gio spent time together drinking coffee in the station's break area. Gio admits Sonny is the one who gave him the idea to come here, but he is glad he did. Jen is as well. Justin warns Sonny at home that he might be summoned to the station and strongly advises him to bring his lawyer. Then Fitch appears and begs for another goodie, which Justin gladly gives. Sonny questions whether she came over for any other reason. She lets herself out and acknowledges that Fizz is starting to grow on her. Rocco feels bad as Charlotte continues to discuss how Danny might never see Jason again at their house. To cover his tears, he looks away. Upon returning to the hospital, Britt tells Lulu no comment. Lulu requests that Britt at least let her know if Cullum will survive. It's difficult to say, according to Britt. Cullum wakes up to see Josh standing there after she sneaks into his room to tend to him. They make eye contact. Cody and Molly celebrate winning something, and Lucas promises that Marco's death won't have been in vain on the upcoming General Hospital. Monday, March 30, General Hospital spoilers. Charlotte's discovery. Cullum traps Josslyn and Carly lashes out at Brennan. According to General Hospital spoilers for Monday, March 30, Josslyn Jackson needs to act quickly, and Carly Spencer will lose her fury. Let's talk about what will happen on the ABC soap opera since Charlotte Cassidy will also come to a realization. First of all, it appears like Christina Corinthos Davis will be attempting to assist with all the Jess in the Bracken drama by pressuring Tracy Quatermain to leave the sidelines and reunite the family. Will Corinthos' question about what a hooker is in front of the social worker may cause some difficulty for Harrison Chase and Brooklyn Quatermain. Before endorsing Brooklyn and Chase as foster parents, Michael Corinthos might step in and assist to defuse the situation. Michael won't want to obstruct their efforts to adopt baby Phoebe, despite his disagreements with Chase. But in the end, Michael will point out that Chase and Brooklyn are acquainted with someone who is more powerful than he is. Will Michael press Chase and Brooklyn to enlist Congresswoman Willow Kane's assistance in finalizing this foster parent approval? Molly Lansing Davis will then accept Cody Bell's offer, making him ecstatic. In Monday's preview footage, Cody is seen joyfully lifting Molly up, indicating that they would both be celebrating a victory. It appears that Charlotte will learn on the footbridge that Danny Morgan believes Rush Cullum was shot by someone else. Charlotte might promise to assist Danny in identifying the real shooter, even if she doesn't realize it was Rocco Falconari, her own brother. Now that Cullum has opened his eyes while she is in his ICU room at Jay's, Josslyn will need to wriggle out of a sticky place. Josslyn will now need to come up with a more acceptable reason for being there, even though she had hoped to kill Cullum. After seeing Cullum's face in the news and realizing that Matthew, the caretaker, wasn't who he claimed to be, Josslyn would say she had to visit him. Maybe Josslyn will pretend to be checking in on Cullum before wishing him a speedy recovery. Cullum may be skeptical, nevertheless, but in an intensive care unit bed with a breathing tube, there isn't much he can do at the moment. Josslyn will eventually join Lucas Jones and offer some comfort over the loss of Mercurius, although Lucas would please to ensure that Marco's death wasn't in vain. Josslyn might be concerned about Lucas' own security. An irate, weeping Carly will demand an answer in Brennan's office. Brennan may acknowledge that he doesn't know Jason's precise location after Carly lashes out at him. Brennan might acknowledge that Jason's health is probably terrible at the moment and fear that he won't be able to live. According to General Hospital spoilers, Carly will have further cause for concern following her talk with Brennan, so pay attention. Jesse's spoiler, Jason's life begins to fall apart as Cullum searches for a real shooter following his recuperation. According to GA's teasers, Rush Cullum might not be able to sleep until he finds out the complete truth. During their confrontation on the dock, Cullum had the advantage over Jason Morgan, but everything changed when the WSB director was shot in the back. It's clear that Jason's story won't sit well with Cullum because it seems like he will live and eventually recover completely. Cullum will be able to tell that Jason is lying because he was staring directly at him when he was shot in the back. What will Cullum do when he finds out that Jason is accepting responsibility for a crime he did not commit, as Jason could not have been the one who drew the trigger? Cullum might allow Jason to do just that, primarily to remove Jason from the situation. Cullum may conclude that a prison sentence will accomplish his goal of getting Jason out nonetheless. Cullum will undoubtedly still want to investigate and try to determine who actually shot him, since Cullum will undoubtedly wish to kill the person who almost killed him. It will be best for him to conduct an unauthorized investigation. Rocco Falconari will be a nervous wreck because Cullum might intend to track out the individual who pulled the trigger. According to Jay's teasers, Rocco's anxious demeanor can cause issues if Cullum suspects he has a secret. But Cullum will unavoidably take into account other possible offenders as well. That will be an important hint for Cullum since Jason is concerned enough to cover for the gunman who is truly at fault. Cullum might think about the likelihood that Carly Spencer, Danny Morgan, or another person close to Jason became entangled in this. Cullum will undoubtedly be intrigued by Jason's readiness to serve time in prison for the true offender. How long would it take Cullum to see that Rocco was the real culprit? When Cullum finds out that Rocco is the one who took the rifle on Pier 55, will he end up in danger? Once Cullum learns of the big news, Jason Nathan West and Lulu Spencer might not be able to save Rocco from the impending storm. Stay tuned for some shocking revelations about Rocco. According to General Hospital spoilers, is Christina excluded from Kate Murphy's departure from General Hospital? According to General Hospital teasers, Christina Corinthos Davis's co-chair, Kate Muncy, appears to be quite occupied with other ongoing projects, raising the issue of whether or not she is quitting the canvas. Fans of General Hospital are aware that she has been observing the ABC soap opera director's team lately, and she had a great time directing the show's Monday, March 16 episode. Having said that, Manzi is working on an even more ambitious project. She will be starring in a film that will soon be released in theater. The 2022 series that aired on Freebie is the basis for the movie Casa Grande. Muncie played Hunter Clarkman in the series at the time, and she will portray the character again in the new movie, which opens in theater on Friday, May 1st. Muncie, Lou Diamond Phillips, John Piper Ferguson, Charlie DiBenedetti, Christina Mori, Javier Bolanos, Lauren Escandon, Madison Lawler, Daniel Edward Mora, Shalim Ortiz, and Bruce Davison are among the actors in the Juan Pablo Arias Mancho-directed film. The main character of the movie is a daughter who returns to her family's house while her ailing father battles a powerful foe. The person fighting her father has their sights set on the family property, and in order to get there, they are stepping over all boundaries. It's interesting to note that this movie has another General Hospital connection in addition to Muncie. The film's executive producer and showrunner is Lauren Swickard, the spouse of Josh Swickard from General Hospital. And during Casa Grande's initial run as a streaming series, Lauren was also a co-creator. Lauren appeared on the ABC serial Opera in 2023. And General Hospital spoilers suggest that if Muncie leaves the character of Christina, there is always a chance Ainsworth would return. Asher Anthony Zine's incredible portrayal of Danny breaks the hearts of Jake's fans. On the popular ABC soap opera, the gifted younger performer delivered a stirring performance, with Jason defending Rocco and Danny losing his father once more. General Hospital has given viewers something to discuss. Fans are praising Asher Antonigine for the sorrowful act while he watched Jason being taken away by the WSB. And to be honest, we completely concur with that remark. We are eager to see what happens when Danny learns that Jason is incarcerated due to Rocco. The two teenagers are undoubtedly carrying the tale at the moment. It will be fantastic. So guys, no more today. Thanks for watching. If you like our video, please don't forget to subscribe my channel without missing any update. See you soon again with another episode.